Come all to the most mediocre show on earth. This is Kieroneus TV. I am your host, Kieroneus. With me is the seat of all evil, the purloiner of pillows, the thief of bag couch. It's Couchman. Sorry.
Wow, you got off there.
I did. I was gonna go with the pilferer of pillows. Gosh, I had a whole list of titles to give you.
I'm so surprised you're able to do that with like a 20-second lag between what you're monitoring and what you're saying.
Couchman, I sounded fine just a second ago, but now like the minute your mic went on, I'm echoey.
You're echoey because my mic went on. All right.
Yeah.
Give me a hot second.
During the little, I'm just going to keep going.
Yeah, go right
During
ahead.
the little intermission just before the show starts up, DJ commented on the music. He's like, "House party, woo!" So,
awesome.
So I asked, I hope you like our elevator music. Yeah, that's the music we play when we're getting set up. It's
incorrectly, apparently.
Because it gives us time to get our ducks in a row. Unfortunately, when it comes to our broadcasting equipment, it's kind of like
you're
touch
super
and go.
echoey.
We can never really predict with 100% certainty whether or not it's going to sound good. Because and here's the thing, we do sound tests before the show starts up, and everything sounds fine. But the minute we hit that stream button, it's up in the air. It's anybody's game. But hey, we're gonna get to it eventually. We're gonna sound great. We are dedicated to making this, if not the best, one of the best shows on Twitch TV. Couchman, how you feeling today? I tell you, I've been absolutely my noggin.
Oh, you sound okay. Okay.
When I woke up this morning, my noggin felt like it was on one of those weeble wobble things. You ever see one of those little toys that made the wacka 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 noise when you shook them?
Oh yeah.
That's how my brain felt.
Right.
I don't know what it is. The weather just does something crazy.
You see, that's
to me.
It's funny because we're on opposite sides. Is it still horrible?
No, it's not, but I'm
Okay.
just going to continue to monitor it for now.
Okay. I'm more interested that you can do that. I can't do the whole 20-second lag time and everything else. I can't.
Well, Couchman, I'm amazing, okay?
Right.
When you're this amazing, this kind of thing just comes naturally.
No.
But hey, loser news, loser gossip, and more skullduggery than you could shake a Couchman at. It is Kieroneus TV. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I am your warm, buttery host, Kieroneus. And with me, of course, is Couchman.
Yes.
I may have said that already, but I'm just so elated that we're sounding okay now.
I know we're sounding okay,
Yeah.
but I think it's time for me to hijack the show.
Oh, now.
Yes. I don't know if this was really what it was supposed to. I'm feeling this is the right time.
You weren't supposed to. He actually, man, what a son of a bitch. He told me, "Oh, I'm going to hijack your show, but I'll do it at this time."
I'll do it this time.
All right, Couchman. Well, the whole
Swerve.
thing about hijacking is I don't have a choice in the matter.
Yes, exactly.
So go ahead and get right to it.
Well, okay. So this past this weekend, right? My parents sat there and they were like, "Yo," because they're street. They sit there. They go, "Yo, G, money, what's up?"
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, you've met them. So
Yeah.
so street.
Man, that's feared for my life.
Right. No, they sat there and they're like, "Hey, we haven't seen the new Star Wars yet."
Oh, God,
and I
no.
sat there and I'm like, "Do you really want to watch this?" And I told them, I was like, I hated this movie.
Be prepared. I was going to say,
I hated this
trigger
movie.
warning.
And friggin', dude, I kid you not. It starts, right? Like, how long until that, the Leia Force thing?
Oh, gosh.
I call it the Force
That's like
Angel.
the second act or something.
Yeah, that's like, it's not too long. Dude, I kid you not. The instant that happened, my mother goes, this is the dumbest effing thing I've seen in a very long time. And I looked at my mom and I was like, thank you.
I love you, mommy.
I love you too, mommy. And I'm like over there and I'm just like.
For those of you who aren't aware, I actually kind of liked the new Star Wars movie. Couchman despised it.
Oh, dude. No. My mother is sitting there note for note. It's almost as if and she does not listen to this.
Good.
Yeah. But like note for note, everything I've sat there and cracked down on, and she was not a huge Star Wars fan, but she's like, I can remember when episode 6 came out, or episode 4, and you just saw
my little graphic.
You love my graphic. I knew you would. So she's like, I remember washing my dad's car so I could go see this and blah, blah, blah. She's not a huge fan, but she can totally remember where she was when this phenomenon hit. And she's like, this is some dumb like, that's all she can. She's like, this is stupid.
This is bullpucky.
Yeah, this is stupid. And like, I'm not going to lie. Like the instant she said that, I just went like, I think it's official now. I'm not going to see anymore. I'm done.
You're done with Star Wars.
I'm done with Star Wars.
Even if they roll out the Boba Fett movie.
If they... okay, let me put it to you this way. I am protesting Solo, and I love Solo. Solo is one of my favorite characters, but they are going to dick him up good. They are going to dick him up good. Episode 9, I don't have any faith in. 0. There's no hope in that movie for me. If they do the Boba Fett, you want to know what? No, I'm not going to go see the Boba Fett movie if they still have who they have in charge. Her name escapes me, but if she's still in charge, absolutely not. They're going to mess up. They're going to mess up Lando, and they're going to mess up Han Solo in this movie. It's going to be horrible. I'm not going to see it in theaters.
I'm amazed.
It's going to be super, super bad. I'm done. I'm done with it.
Wow.
I'm done with it. I'm so done with it.
I always love it when you never miss an opportunity to piss and moan about the Star Wars movie. I'm not even being sarcastic. I love it. I love so much that I'm not the first one to hop on the hate bandwagon. I'm usually the first in this. I mean, I was a Star Wars baby. My parents brought me up on that. I loved Star Wars, and I hated the prequel trilogy post my watching it a second time. Do you want to know the truth? Confession time. I loved the prequel trilogy. The first movie at least. When I was a kid and I first saw it, I thought it was amazing. It's the same thing that happened like with Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I watched it a second time. Honeymoon was over. I was like, oh, okay, this movie's crap. But and I wasn't all that keen on The Force Awakens. Really, because the whole issue with Rey and a multitude of other problems, but this one I felt was at least serviceable. You know, it wasn't completely.
Man.
I know we're completely at odds on this. I know. There were parts about it that I liked, and if you want to hear the embarrassing tirade on it, I'm pretty sure we have that one backlogged on the YouTube channel. Link available right here on the page, right in front of your beautiful face.
Right.
But yeah. So it always just surprises me because I would think I'd be the first one to hate it.
I want. Have you seen it again since you've seen it in theaters?
No, actually.
I want you to see it again. I'm not going for it on a fourth try. I just can't. I sat there and like it was actually really funny. They wanted to see this movie like a day earlier, and I'm like, I'd rather hit myself with like a hot barb iron and castrate myself, right?
Wow.
Like I really don't want to watch this.
Well, I mean, yeah, but who told you to watch it like 8 times?
Well, okay, but this is
It is important. I'll say this: it is important to watch a movie. If you're going to critique a movie, you should
Right.
definitely watch it more than once.
Yeah, no, and I believe you me. I'm a guy like in high school I used to bag on soccer all the time, where to the point I was like sitting there and I was going like, well, if I'm gonna bag on soccer, I might as well go play it and figure out if it really sucks. Yeah, soccer really sucks. Okay.
Sports balls.
Yeah, sports balls. That really sucks. But like the reason I watched it again because it was either I'm gonna go off do something, and I was, I was actually working on stuff for us, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, either they're gonna bug the living crap out of me by saying, "Come up here, who's this guy? Why is this happening? What is it?" So like, it's not like I had to sit there and like revisit every single thing, and like my dad's like kind of into it. My mom just went, boom, the instant that like the Force Leia thing happened. And she's sitting there, she's going like, how did this get good review? Like it's pissing her off to the point where she's like looking at reviews, and she doesn't do this. Like she is not this person. To see her do this for this movie is hilarious because she's like it's getting like 4 and 5 stars, and I was like, go on Rotten Tomatoes and look at the audience.
Yeah, I kind of that's like a whole other discussion we can have at some point. I don't know about today, but
right,
because we've got a lot on the docket today.
Right, I told you I was hijacking, but you want to know what? The hijack is over.
You needed to once again. You just needed to air your grievances against.
No, I just want everyone to know, if you're saying that is a good movie, you're saying my mother's a liar.
Oh man.
Okay, so if you want to do that, that's fighting words.
Them's fighting words.
Yeah,
son.
those are fighting words now.
Thank you for the 5 stars, DJ.
All right, DJ. Hey, later, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, always appreciated. And those of you all who are also out there. Okay, Couchman, you're good. You good?
Yeah.
Take a couple
Am
breaths.
I good? No.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Well,
It's 13 minutes into the new day, and Star Wars: The Last Jedi still sucks. Go right ahead.
Wowie zowie, man. What am I gonna do with you? All right. Well, I have something of a. It's actually DJ left at a good time, but the rest of you, please don't leave. I have a bit of something to get to, and it's very dry, very boring, and I just want to get it out of the way, Mm-hmm. So I'm going to give this, and we're going to get it out of the way, and then we'll move on to the fun stuff. Let me preface this little monologue I wrote up with. I don't mean to call anybody out in particular on this. It's just something that's kind of sort of been a point of contention for me, and I feel like I need to clear the air. It's concerning the Game Grumps.
Wait, what?
Yeah. If you've been following long enough, you might have noticed that I tend to get a little uptight whenever somebody makes a Game Grumps reference right here on the show. In fact, I've gone through at least 3 co-hosts in the 2 years since I started this program, and each of them has either made a do-it joke or has tried to copy their shtick in some way or another. Now, it doesn't really bother me, especially when you consider I've done it a couple of times myself. I mean, I'm not saying I never do it, because I do sometimes. But if I seem miffed by the idea, here's why. Ask anyone in this industry, and they'll tell you comedy is hard. Stealing someone else's jokes without at least making an attribution is an egregious offense to me. And just in case there's someone out there saying, well, they're kind of a big deal, so it's not like you're hurting them, it doesn't matter. Whether I'm hurting them directly or not, it doesn't make it any less wrong. Furthermore, if anything, it hurts us in the long run. I don't know about anyone else, but I don't want to be known as the show that's trying to be the Game Grumps. Even if there is a remote chance that someone might be thinking that, I can't accept it. So with all due respect to everyone involved, if you're going to reference the Game Grumps or any other content creator for that matter, give the proper acknowledgments. And if I make a joke that's someone else's and I don't acknowledge it, let me know. I would rather suffer the temporary indignity of being corrected than the lifelong shame of stealing someone else's content. That's it. Diatribe over. Let's move on to lighter topics.
I have one question.
Question.
Did I do something?
Like I said, this isn't to call out anybody in particular. I've had people.
There's only two of us here.
I know, but I've had people on the show before who have done it, and it's like it's sort of been knocking around in my brain for some time. You did make a reference to it like last week, so it's like, all right, I got that was like the final straw. I had to say something.
Oh yeah, I know I did.
I'm not angry. I wanted to get out why it seems to agitate me. I've never really like fully expressed it. I've always just sort of been like,
Okay.
So I just wanted to clear the air. It's fine. Just acknowledge at least that it's a Game Grumps joke.
I really thought you were gonna say sorry about bagging on him for that one time. I was like, they don't
bagging.
listen to this.
Oh hell no, they don't listen to this crap.
If they do.
It's actually, what did I say that one time anyway?
I have no idea, but like I remember the instant the mics went off, you were like, "Oh, I hope they don't." Like it was something weird. Like you thought you like made fun of them or something, and I was like,
I made fun of some people, and I don't regret it in the least.
Right.
There are some people who totally deserved it.
Right, because I mean, hell, even like I said, where you're saying, stealing jokes is bad. I do believe that, absolutely. But I mean, everybody, hell yeah. Are we trying to be the Game Grumps? You know what? It'd be really cool to have that subscribe number. It'd be really cool to have whatever they're making. That'd be really sweet.
Well, yeah, I'd like to be as successful as they are.
Yeah.
But we got to do a lot more work for that to happen, and that's what we're going to do.
Absolutely. And also, we consider ourselves more of what we're doing now, more podcasty, nerdy culture than, hey, we do the games just to chill out, basically.
All right. So, Couchman, I know we have something. We have something else to talk about. Like I said, on to lighter things.
Right.
We have our news desk.
Just spitting out news topics left.
So let's go ahead and get to it. This is the Kieroneus TV newsreel. There was a shooting recently at YouTube headquarters. The shooter is dead. The 3 victims who suffered from the attack, they're in the hospital as of my last research on the subject. At least 2 of them are in serious and critical conditions, and the 3rd is in fair condition.
Oh, Lord.
You can find more info on this on Game Rant and CNN. Game Rant pulled their source from CNN.
Right.
I only bring it up because we've got a YouTube channel. I know I said lighter topics, and then I go right into people getting shot.
I was just going to say something. I was like, lighter topics. Okay, so there was a shooting.
Yeah, so there's a shooting.
Right.
Not lighter topics.
More serious topic.
I hope they pull through.
Do we know anything about the
no,
the victim,
there
or is it like...
are no details yet about the shooter.
Okay.
I don't know if it's like a fame killing or if it's just like a disgruntled employee.
Right.
I'm hoping that there's really no. Let's move on to something lighter.
Yeah. Yeah. It stings. Keep them in your thoughts, basically.
Yeah, keep them in your thoughts. That's all I have to say on the matter. Here's something much lighter. Merriam-Webster has added the word embiggen to the dictionary. I don't know. It's apparently this is from Marvel News. Apparently, embiggen is something that comes from one of their many lesser-known characters, as far as I'm concerned. I guess like what Couchman. I figure you would know a thing or two about this character.
It would either have to be Ant-Man or Giant Man or.
I have
something.
the news source.
Like that's so that is so stupid. Embiggen.
I know. Once again, a victory has been scored for the English language.
Yeah, but no, this is. I mean, when you brought
Miss Marvel.
Oh.
Apparently, that's her catchphrase. I don't know. Not a comic book guy.
Embiggen. That's whatever. But this, I mean, this is the scary part, man. Like, just think about it. In 10 years, there's going to be, like, LOL is going to be in the dictionary.
Ugh.
What W-A-T is going to be in the dictionary because it's stuff we use. The embiggen thing, I don't know anybody who uses the term embiggen. That, to me, is very dumb.
I always thought that if you would say something like that, you would sound like one of the most ignorant. It's like let me ask you a question.
Right.
Right. I'm going up to the library. Embiggen just sort of fits right in, neatly wedges in between those two non-words. Yeah. And like, here's the thing. I know it can be obnoxious when somebody corrects you. I totally understand. But we got to freaking draw the line somewhere. I mean, come on.
If you correct me on using the word embiggen, I'm going to hit you in the throat.
You know what? It'll be worth it. I will correct you on the word embiggen. That's I refuse to acknowledge it as a word. I don't care what Merriam-Webster says.
Now I want to know the physical definition of the word embiggen.
To make larger.
To make larger. So...
That's,
I was gonna be really dirty for 4 seconds.
That's literally it. New herbal supplements to help embiggen your manhood.
That is the only reason you want. Right now, if you have something like that and you use the name embiggen, sure.
Yeah, that's gonna get you. That's gonna get your money.
No, that's not gonna get my. I'm quite proud of myself. No, that's the only reason that word should be in the, in anything. Is Google even in the dictionary yet?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Because if embiggen got in before Google, we need to take 2 steps back and really put ourselves straight here.
Listen, I understand that the English language can evolve. But seriously, embiggen, I want to say it's like ain't. You know, like we have a definition for it, but that doesn't mean it's proper grammar.
I was going to say that is in the dictionary as well.
Yeah, I know ain't's in the dictionary, but it's not. It is improper grammar.
Right. Ugh.
Which, admittedly, I don't always use. Sometimes I'll say doesn't instead of doesn't, which you should not do.
I've never heard you use that word.
You never heard me say it like that?
Doesn't?
It doesn't matter.
Oh, okay. Now that's making sense.
Yeah. So, well, I mean, you don't notice it, but it's like, okay, you shouldn't drum down people's throats for using improper grammar, but at the same time, you should want to improve it because if you talk more eloquently, more articulately, you just sound smarter in general.
Right.
So just a helpful tip. I'm not trying to make you feel bad because, like I said, I have my own shortcomings. Speaking of shortcomings, or rather a man who has no shortcomings, in our humble opinion,
Arnold
Schwarzenegger is recovering from heart surgery.
Arnie!
Yeah. Arnold!
No, say anything so, Arnie.
I mean, I heard about this last week. I'm just talking about it today. I haven't been able to find anything as to his current condition. I assume he's fine because, like, if he were dead, it would be all over the place.
I wouldn't be here.
Yeah, we would have taken off for a full day of mourning.
I wouldn't be able to be contacted.
Just the phone would be ringing constantly. Your arm would be draped over the couch.
Just with a rerun of Twins on the
Oh, yeah. There's talks of making a sequel to Twins, which just, I'm sorry. I'm
kind of down with. Wow, this is not where I thought this one was gonna go. But seriously, this is a thing.
Yeah.
Why aren't you? Why?
Because it didn't strike me as a movie that needs a sequel. I
No,
mean, if you
true
tell
that.
a good story, then that's it. You can just move on.
I don't know. I think. Wow, I'm about to call Danny DeVito Danny Trejo.
Trejo.
I think like Danny DeVito has found a second like wind of his career, especially with Sonny.
With Sonny, yeah.
with Sonny. And,
Sonny definitely helped.
And I think like Arnie still hasn't been able to shake off the hey, he is Arnie, he is the Terminator, he is Mr. Action. I think if you chuck them in a straight up comedy, I think it'd be hilarious.
Yeah, probably. He's been. It's not like he hasn't been in humorous movies before,
Right.
a la Twins, but also he was in that very strange Around the World in 80 Days movie where he plays like a Turkish prince or something.
Oh wow, that's where you went. I thought you were gonna Junior. I thought you were gonna talk about Junior.
Junior?
No, you know what Junior is.
I do not know what Junior is.
When Arnie is pregnant.
Yeah, no, I didn't see that one.
You
gotta-
want nightmare fuel? Eat nothing. Watch Junior at like 3:00 in the morning. Eat all the sugary sweets in the world and tell me the nightmares you have. It will not be fun. Oh my Lord! Oh, Junior is something terrifying.
Wow. Well, I didn't watch it because when I was a kid, you got to remember I was a kid at the time,
Right.
and I was only interested in action movies or fantasy movies or sci-fi movies or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
If it didn't have those kinds of elements to it, I just wasn't interested. And the concept of Arnold Schwarzenegger pregnant just seems so stupid to me.
Oh, it is. It is brilliantly stupid.
It would have actually pissed me off. Think about it. I was a very picky kid.
You're very picky, you.
Hey, my tastes have changed since then. I'm definitely more open to things now than I was back then. I mean, you're right. I'm picky.
Right.
I am picky.
No, I would love to meet I would like to meet the nerd where I consider us nerds, right?
Right. No, it's fine. Don't worry
Yeah,
about it.
whatever.
That word no longer triggers me.
I know. Yeah, no, exactly. There was a time where that pissed you off to no end.
See, there you go. Personal growth, ladies and gentlemen.
Right. He embiggened himself.
I am big. Bravo.
You hear that,
Couchman.
ladies? He embiggened himself.
I am bigging myself and decreased my waistline.
But I'm gonna love that word actually.
Embiggen.
But I've never met a nerd that isn't super picky. No, like where they just sit there and go like, yeah, no, I like, I'll try everything, blah blah blah. I've never met a nerd like that. If anything, I feel like there's certain things I'm not gonna try. There's a lot of things I ain't gonna try, but I consider myself pretty open-minded.
Sure. I mean, we all like to think we are, but everyone's got a line.
Oh.
You're bound to come across it sooner or later where you're just like, whoa, okay.
I thought my line was Shantae, but no, it's an adorable game.
Oh, that game, I love that game. It's amazing that I could be open to that and not a Twins sequel, but it's true. I'm just not open to it. I think like you were actually going to ask me my thoughts on Roseanne.
Oh, I totally forgot. I'm sorry.
Which we can go ahead and bring to. And here's the thing.
Right.
Roseanne has absolutely nothing to do with what I like to talk about normally. It's just there. Mm-hmm. I can't turn a news page without seeing that pop up. Roseanne, record-breaking something or other.
Did crazy, dude.
I sat through an entire episode. I did not laugh once.
Did you go too deep, or did you just do one?
I didn't see the pilot. I saw the second one.
Oh.
I did not laugh, not even once, Couchman. And compare that to the old Roseanne, where I probably did laugh. It's been a while since I've seen it, so
I was always more of a Married with Children type of guy.
Yeah, I think most people were. But
that's the reboot I want.
I understand that the Roseanne show was considered as having broken new ground. I mean, Roseanne was a non-standard beautiful person, to use the most ridiculously PC expression I can think of. But here's the thing. When I was a kid, it didn't strike me as new ground. See, I had already been lectured on these principles over and over and over again, both at school and by my parents.
Right.
So to me, it's just not a very good show. It doesn't break any new ground for me. It just sort of bores me. And unfortunately, that's how I felt watching the new show. I don't care what your politics are. I don't care your feelings on just sitcoms in general. It didn't amuse me. We are not amused.
See, that's funny. So you didn't see the pilot,
No,
but you saw
but
the second one.
I brought it up because I think it's just like the same thing. It's like it was of the 90s, and the 90s was where it should stay. And I think the same thing is true of Twins.
Ooh, is that 90s or is that 80s?
I don't know if it's 90s or 80s, but whatever decade it comes from, that's where it
It
belongs.
needs to stay there.
We don't need to update these things for modern sensibilities. We need to appreciate them as they are and move forward. That's what the emphasis should be on, in my modest, albeit demonstrably true opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Please disagree with me when I say stuff like that.
No, I'm just going to let you bury that hole for yourself.
Okay, fair enough.
No,
Braunschweiger.
I don't know, man. I thought the second one was a lot better than the first, but
You know what?
eh.
Wait, there's a second Twins?
No,
Oh, you're
no.
talking Roseanne.
I'm talking Roseanne. Like, that was going to be my thing because you brought up political. Like, the first episode, the pilot, which wasn't a pilot, that was my biggest issue with it. Like, can I please be reintroduced to Roseanne and Roseanne's family? If you did not watch any of the old ones, you were like, I don't know who any of these people are.
Well, this is why it's a reboot.
Right, yeah.
It's not a remake. If it were a remake, they'd have to reintroduce you to everyone.
Well, no, I'm not even saying, like, reintroduce. I'm just saying, like, okay, maybe Roseanne goes out and then she runs into the sister. And they're like, oh, I haven't seen you since such and such. It was just, as if Roseanne never stopped, and here's another episode. Mm-hmm. Which some people love, some people... I'm in the camp that I'm like, I don't like that. I didn't think it was the worst thing ever, but it was a little... It's a sitcom. It's a sitcom of the 90s, so every single 90s sitcom had to have some sort of lesson to learn in there.
Sure.
So, yeah, that's in there. The second one was, being brave and being different and stuff like that, which isn't a bad thing, but whatever.
Am I the one who remembers that there was a Roseanne cartoon show?
Oh, my... That's so funny. I was talking to somebody about that, and they didn't remember it. I was like, I don't know if I had a fever dream or something, but there was like a Roseanne cartoon show.
They were turning everything into a cartoon show back then.
Oh, Lord.
Including Alf, which actually I kind of liked that show.
I was going to say the intro to that was actually really cool.
It actually shed some much needed light on the history of Alf on his home planet. Like he was a cadet in the little space fleet.
Right. Who owns Alf now?
Don't tell me it's Disney.
No.
The big D.
No, it's Sony. Right.
That's funny. Why does Sony even try?
I don't know. I think they wanted to try to do something with it. But
it's just you might as well just give in to Disney. Let the tentacular horror that is Disney just consume us all.
There's a rumor going around. I know. Wow, we are so scatterbrained today.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, there's a rumor going around that
We got plenty
apparently
of time.
Disney has snagged another one, folks. Apparently, Disney bought WWE for $5 billion.
When you told me that, I couldn't. I like we were in mixed company, so I couldn't really express myself. I was like,
So right now,
are you flipping serious?
What it does it? I'm not gonna lie, it makes some sense.
What are they gonna do, though? I mean, does Disney really want their stamp on that? I mean,
yeah. At this point, why not? You look at it. You look at some of the world's biggest star right now came from WWE, and that's Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Right now, you have to sit there and say he is the biggest star in the world right now.
I wouldn't say in the world.
Oh, who's bigger?
I don't know.
See,
That one guy.
yeah, The Rock. His name's The Rock. Now, just imagine what. I already think John Cena is a walking Mickey Mouse.
I feel like we should know who's trending right now, but we don't.
We don't. Wow, we are so ill prepared.
That's the thing. This is why I'm the mayor of losers, is because I was never into this sort of thing, like the pop culture, anything going on in Hollywood, really.
Right.
You tell me about a celebrity marriage, I will just stare at you completely glassy-eyed, drool dripping down my chin, because it's not registering, because I didn't care about that kind of thing. But everyone else did, which is why everyone just completely ignored me, and sob story over.
But I actually look, it's getting to a point where I think if anything is touched by Disney, is just getting an influx of cash. That's all I'm thinking. It would be really cool to see them bring back pyro. Like they took away pyro like 10 years ago. Like
What's pyro?
The fireworks and stuff like that. Like there's no fireworks anymore in the WWE unless you got like unless it's like WrestleMania, which is coming up this week.
That's weird. Why wouldn't you have pyrotechnics? That was like
because it was costing too much.
Oh, okay. I thought it was some stupid. I thought it was some stupid school marm wagging her finger at the company saying, "You can't do that now. That's unsafe. You boys, you come inside and have some tea."
Actually, no. There's a whole bunch of such and such almost died because of this, and you know the Undertaker. Everyone knows the Undertaker.
Of course.
Like him getting caught on fire and still like wrestling with third-degree burns. Because that's him.
Is there anyone more dedicated to their craft than those guys?
I have no idea. Yeah, no, seriously. If you but that's the other thing. That's why I think they bought them. I think they want that talent pool. Because all of a sudden, if Marvel's whatever thing, I'm not gonna lie, I totally want to see Triple H be old man Thor.
Old man Thor.
He already carries a hammer all the damn time, and he's gonna kill somebody. Like that's awesome.
I'm thinking the Undertaker would make a great Disney villain.
Oh, that'd be sweet.
There's one thing Disney's pretty good at is their villains. I mean, a Disney movie is only 70% as good as its villain.
Oh,
absolutely. That's just a fact. If that, maybe more.
Right.
But speaking of things Disney related.
Right.
Season 2 of everyone's urban crime fighter. I hesitate to say favorite because so I'll just say everyone's. Batman's my favorite urban crime fighter. But season 2 of Luke Cage has been announced to debut on the 22nd of June, according to Marvel News. I actually did manage to catch the first season of Luke Cage, and I had to sit through a bunch of political BS. But at the end of the day, in spite of that, I found myself enjoying it. It was so. I say that's a mark of a good show. If, in spite of the fact that you got someone who's not interested in politics actually invested in your show, you done good, son. You done good.
it's not that I didn't like the show. I stopped watching it because something else popped up, and I was like, ooh, I gotta watch this instead. And like, I never came back to it. But my favorite thing of the entire series was the music.
Oh yeah, the music was badass. I love the intro.
Awesome.
Love the intro.
The intro is awesome.
It's so badass.
The jazzy nightclub he worked at, like, oh, that's so cool. But look, I think to me, this whole Netflix Marvel Universe thing is such borrowed time now. And I hate to go back to the business side of stuff. I really do, because I know this is something, this is the fun place, right? But like, it's on such borrowed time, because ever since Disney acquired the 21st Century Fox, they are now the majority owner of Hulu. This is still a Disney property. They're sitting there and waiting everything out until they can dump everything on Hulu and let that be the Disney service. Which
you think so?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And if you want to know what? That's funny, because you know who else streams on Hulu? It's WWE. So I really think
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they're going to sit there and just package everything and say, hey, for $35 a month, you get all this stuff. Well, you get all the backlog catalogs of your Marvel movies, your Disney movies, your Pixar movies, and you get all these channels, and you get all of this and everything else. It's business-wise, it's very smart. It's very future.
I don't know, Couchman. I don't think Disney is thinking along those lines. I mean, if I could take a stab at whatever the unknowable knows,
right?
The Dark Lord Disney,
the Dark Lord Disney,
as they assemble their version of the Infinity Gauntlet,
right?
I don't think they're gonna. I wouldn't count out Netflix just yet. Definitely the Marvel side of it, because I think really. I can only speak for myself here, but I think Iron Fist kind of took it out of people.
I think the Defenders took it out. I think yes, Iron Fist, but like also the Defenders. That was not good.
That's I think that really just kind of killed everyone's enthusiasm. I bowed out once I saw Iron Fist. I was like,
no, thank you.
I mean, I didn't even watch the show, to be fair, but
don't worry about it.
I haven't heard anything good about it. But it's like the minute I saw that guy, I was like, I'm sorry, he doesn't inspire heroism in me. And like I heard a bunch of political talking points surrounding it. It's like that's just like a surefire way to turn me off. Nothing turns me off faster than knowing that there's a political agenda behind something. So it's like I bowed out.
Right.
And I think a lot of people feel the same way. But as for them just putting it all on Hulu and checking out of Netflix, I don't see that happening in the near future. Because I think, because think about it, you don't want to. You like to have your finger in a lot of pies, You don't want to limit yourself, and Disney sure as hell doesn't show any signs of limiting themselves.
Right. No, I mean you got a point. Yeah. You got a point.
Of course I do. I'm Kieroneus.
But I mean, what the near future? It's when it comes to entertainment, it's going to come down to Amazon, which, by the way, owns what we're on right now. Amazon somewhat owns us.
Hey, Amazon, you want to give us some of that sweet, sweet Prime money?
Right. Amazon, Netflix, and Disney. Google's gonna be in there just because they got Google money. But when it comes to those three, it's gonna be those three.
Get that new application, Google Dosh.
Right. Right. No,
I gotta download that on my phone.
It's gonna be crazy, man. It's gonna be crazy. There's gonna be, whomever is up there, but God willing, frickin', I got kids and everything else, and I'm gonna tell them what a dang commercial is, and they're gonna look at me like I'm speaking Swahili to them.
Oh, no kid. Yeah. We're not gonna run out of ads anytime soon.
No, but I think there's always going to be if you pay the premium package, you're gonna be able to skip all the ads.
But hey, speaking of having to pay, the creators of Stranger Things are being sued for alleged plagiarism.
Yes. Plagiarism. Kick that show off the air. I hate it so much. It's dumb.
I gotta say, season 2 kind of lost me a bit. I was way into season 1, so you can go screw yourself, Couchman.
Saw the light. It just took you a year. You saw the light, but it took you a year.
Tread lightly, my friend. I like season 1, and I actually did go back to watch it again, and it still holds up. So it's not like I just sort of got the starry-eyed thing. Like I said, you should probably watch something multiple times to get a good read on it. Not always, but sometimes.
Right.
Stranger Things is definitely no exception. But apparently someone named Charlie Kessler says that he actually came to them with this idea for something called the Montauk Project. And it shares, there allegedly, again, this is according to TV Guide, there are a lot of parallels between the two things. I don't know. This sounds an awful lot like when J.K. Rowling got sued by someone who wrote something that they claimed was called The Muggles. It was a similar story. I don't know if this is like 100% or if it's just a publicity stunt. But really, I don't know at this point. They are working on season 3.
Oh, they are. So this is like full steam. Well, obviously this is their big. Is this their big thing? Would you say anything's bigger than Stranger Things on Netflix right now?
You know, on Netflix, I want to say Stranger Things probably is the biggest thing right now, the biggest ticket. I mean, there are other programs on there, but nothing's really as synonymous with Netflix right now than Stranger Things.
Right.
I would say.
Let me ask you this. Now, obviously, like Stranger Things, and we've talked about this a million other times. Like, it really is just it's an homage, and I use that term with air quotes, to Stephen King,
among other things,
and basically anything 80s. So, like, for somebody to come up and be like, yo, I had this idea, I was like, no crap, everyone else has had this idea too.
Yeah, actually, that is a pretty fair statement, Couchman. It's like, yeah, of course it sounds similar. It sounds similar to a lot of things.
Right. Like that's the thing. If this was oh goodness, I just said his name. I'm gonna say Stephen Hawking's R.I.P. But what in the world? Who's the horror writer? Who made It?
Oh, Stephen King.
Stephen King, thank you. I just said his name too. If Stephen King came up to Netflix and was like, "I'm suing Stranger Things for copyright infringement," then okay, then you sit there and you go like, "Oh, okay, he has a case." But like a dude just coming up out of nowhere, like, has this guy done anything else, or is it just whatever?
He's actually calling for the show to be. I mean, he wants a piece of the action, and he also wants the show to be done away with.
Okay, I'm on his side now.
Okay, Couchman.
I'm on his side now.
Real talk. I'm setting the phone down. As often as you lecture me about the Ready Player One, you're going to sit there and get on me for this?
I am going to get on you for this because that's what I was going to bring up next. How do you like Stranger Things and you won't even give Ready Player One a chance?
At least Stranger Things tries to be something, tries to be its own thing. Yeah, granted, it's an amalgam of a bunch of different things, but it's not like, hey, do you remember this? Do you remember that? Do you remember this? It's actually a show with a cohesive plot, narrative, and characters that you can get behind. Ready Player One is like I said, just remember Quisp, remember E.T., remember Iron Giant. It's like, I'm sorry, it's so weak.
Dude.
It's so weak.
I just don't see the difference. I really don't.
It's like the Emoji Movie.
You make it. Oh no, it is. That is something I want to watch the Emoji Movie so bad, but I'm like, I don't need that headache.
It's like an Emoji Movie where it just flat out admits that it's just an appropriation of pop culture for the sake of it.
Well, it's a movie based on a book that came out when the Harry Potter boom was happening, and the dude sat there and said, you want to know what? You know what's really cool right now, too? Not just wizards, video games. And the 80s will forever be cool because for some reason the 80s will forever be cool.
Well, I know, but it's like that creepy guy from the 70s rolling around in his van with the wizard drawn on the side of it. It's like,
you mean the coolest guy in the neighborhood?
It's like me. You're not cool anymore. Get over it.
I don't know. I just don't see the difference between
the two.
In
that case, you should love Stranger Things.
Then in that case, that's the same thing in my mind. You should love Ready Player One.
Well, I got turned off to Stranger Things, so Ready Player One probably doesn't have much of a chance.
Probably, yeah. Again, you're seeing the light. I'm sorry.
I'm not seeing the light. They just sort of lost their way.
Do you think it would have been better if it was just a one and done?
I think so. I think it should have just stayed where it did.
Right.
I mean, they had such a great run of the first season. There was, in my mind, there wasn't a very good chance that it could live up to its predecessor. Now, that isn't to say that I think it's bad. It just wasn't for me. I don't know. Something about it was just sort of starting to lose me. Like I was really starting to lose interest. Maybe I'll go back to it. Who knows? But really, I don't know, guys. That really sucks because like I was deeply into it. I really loved Stranger Things. I'll probably watch the first season all over again just for old time's sake. But somewhere along the way in season 2, oh yeah, now I know. It was the creepy guy who told 2 teenage kids to get liquored up and then have sex in his basement.
Whoa. Hold up. What? I did not watch season 2. What the hell are you saying?
Okay, so spoiler warning.
A little late on the trigger there.
Lil Miss Vapid and Artsy Kid decide to go on a private journey to reveal the truth behind what happened in the goings on of the first season. Along the way, they run into I don't know, like a journalist or private investigator, some kind of creepy guy who lives in an underground bunker. And he sits there and gives them the life lesson of, well, kid, it's only a downhill ride from here, so you better have your fun while you still can. Bear in mind, these 2 characters are minors. He gives them alcohol, and then he all but flat out tells them to have sex. I'm like, wow, that is messed up. So, okay, yeah, maybe that's what I didn't like about it. Maybe that's what really turned me off. It's like this show has definitely gone in a direction I'm not comfortable with.
Whoa, that's out of left field. What the hell?
I never much cared for that character anyway. I can't even remember her name.
This isn't the kids. The kids, is it?
No, it's the older sister. What is her name?
Oh, okay. I was like, that is effed up.
I mean, it's still effed up. They're still minors.
Well, okay, yeah.
What is her name? I cannot remember. Oh, God.
The sister. That's
the sister.
Yeah,
the older sister to now I forget the other kid's name. The older sister character. I have never much cared for her. I thought she was the most boring character in the series. Even when they tried to make her a badass towards the end of it, and they fight the Demogorgon, which admittedly was kind of cool. But it's like, I'm sorry. By then, I was not invested in her. It was too late. I was not invested in her character. So yeah, I'm sorry. You take a character who isn't all that particularly interesting to begin with, and then you just completely go down a really screwed up journey with her. And like, here's the thing: it's not even like somebody said, "Hey, that's pretty messed up, man." It's just like, no, this is cool. He's the cool guy. He's letting the kids get liquored up and have sex in his basement. I mean, seriously, if you saw that on the news, you would see a mugshot of that guy. He would be there would be a manhunt out for that guy.
Well, you also got to remember it was a different time, and
a different time, Schmiffrin Schmime. It was definitely wrong. That whole thing was messed up. I'm sorry.
I don't know. I hear some fun stories from ye old parents and stuff like that when it comes to the 80s and all that.
Hey,
fun
listen.
nonsense.
When you're a dumb kid, you're
Right.
gonna do dumb kid things. But it's up to the grown-ups to prevent
Right.
that, whether you like it or not. So
Right.
I don't care what age it is. I don't care what decade it is.
Right.
Well, speaking of grown up, we all know our favorite wall crawler in the latest installment of the Spider-Man video game series is going to be more mature. This is going to be old man Spider-Man. I don't know. When people say Spider-Man's older, it's almost like they're trying to imply that he's in his 50s or something. It's like he's in his 20s.
I'd love to see that.
That's not old. 20 is not old, okay?
Well, I mean, compared to like when we first met him, he was what? He couldn't even drive. So yeah, it's been like we spent 15 years with the guy. Yeah, he's old man Parker now.
Nevertheless, there's to be an announcement today. It's a today thing because it's technically morning where we're at.
Mm-hmm.
Today they're going to announce the release date of the upcoming Spider-Man game for the PS4, and I'm excited. Ever since Couchman showed me that trailer,
Right.
which until that point I had never seen. So it's like, wow, I'm actually excited for something. Please let this be good.
I have a prediction.
Okay.
October 12th will be the release date.
Really?
Right. The reason I'm saying that, I was looking, we have a slideshow going, right? We have a picture of Spidey getting dressed and everything else, and in the background you have a calendar, big old circle around the 13th, it's a Monday, with something written in it. I'm going to say that it says release date.
Interesting.
That's my take on it. I think it's going to be that. I will say this. I gotta say that was probably one of our like first or third podcast we did, and it was so funny because you were so like, I don't really give a crap about this. Like, it's a Spider-Man game. Who the hell cares? And then all of a sudden we started watching that thing, and you were like, whoa, this is like, we're able to do this. This is in game right now.
If I recall correctly, what I said was that it's hard to mess up a Spider-Man game.
Yeah.
I wasn't like super jazzed or anything, but at the same time, it's like I know that playing it as Spider-Man is damn fun. I've played like 3 different Spider-Man games and had a blast each and every time. I don't know how I never seem to hang on to those games. Here's the thing: I had the Spider-Man game for the Super Nintendo, which was basically a room-to-room beat 'em up. Loved it. Didn't care how simple it was.
Right.
I think my favorite part was when you go to like, I think it's like the Green Goblin's hangout, and you just got this really loopy, wacky music playing in the background, and all these evil toys are trying to kill you and stuff. It's like, just like manic laughter in the background. It cracked me up. Yeah, I know, it sounds weird, but it was fun. Then I played the one for the PlayStation 1, and I was like, holy crap. It pretty much redefined my pretty much everybody's idea of what a good superhero game could be.
Right.
I mean, going around, tying up villains in your Spidey web, going through vents and stuff, that was great. And then I played Ultimate Spider-Man, where you could switch between Spider-Man and Venom. Again, that was that sandbox type scenario, which is even better for Spider-Man.
I forgot about that. That game was awesome.
Yeah, it was. Even though I hated how they messed up Venom's backstory, but whatever.
That was the ultimate backstory. It was dumb.
It's so lame. A cure for cancer? By making a big black "I'm gonna eat you" monster, that's your cure for cancer?
I was gonna say, if that's the case, yeah, I got a whole bunch of cancer. I need that bad. That was actually a really good game.
It was a good game, though. It was a fantastic game. Oh yeah, I actually have a grading scale that I made.
No, we have a grading scale now.
We have a grading scale, a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being kill it and 10 being fantastic.
Okay, I like it.
And it'll definitely come into play later on. I'm gonna leave you with that for now.
All right.
And on that note, we should probably go to a break, Couchman.
I'm talking about leave it.
Talk about leaving it. We're going to leave this show behind and a firing wreck behind us.
Alrighty, man.
But let's go ahead and cut to a break. And when we return, there's still more, so much more on the horizon. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Kieroneus TV. I am your sensual host, Kieroneus, and with me is Couchman, the thief of Couch Dad.
The thief of Couch Dad.
It's a stupid joke, but I'm just gonna run with it. I'm too embarrassed to not do that now. It's like I gotta run with it.
I gotta just run through it. Oh, thank goodness. When you took your headphones off, I was so happy.
Scared you with the headphones again, huh? Right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Mom. That's not the point. I'm sorry, Toki. South Park joke, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my goodness! I'm not gonna lie. I just can I pull that back the curtain just a wee bit here?
Okay.
It's nothing that they don't already know. So like, I kind of run the graphics and stuff like that, and I totally forget what's coming next. I just realized what's coming next.
Yeah. Yes. I did some watching of something lately. Stand by with the clip. I'm not.
Stand by with the clip right now. Okay.
Or do you have something for the subject at hand?
I have something for the subject.
Okay, because like I've got this little monologue I'm going to give about the show.
Okay. Just give me one of these.
Yeah, I'll tell you to roll the clip.
Okay, cool.
So
kiss
kiss
me.
On that super professional note, let me launch into my little spiel about Reboot. That's right. They decided to bring back Reboot. I don't know what it is. My nostalgia glands just aren't firing. I was genuinely curious about it, though, so I gave it a watch. Bear in mind, I've only seen the first episode, so feel free to watch the full series, judge for yourself what you think of it. But with that in mind, I'm going to launch into this, and I'm going to do it and try not to make the obvious joke that I know is in everyone's minds right now. It sure as hell is in mine right now. The premise for this show is simple. 4 culturally diverse school-age kids are gifted with special powers from some nebulous benefactor. Does it sound familiar to you? Only 90s kids remember. I honestly can't remember their names, but they're introduced exactly as such. Girl, jock, nerd, and normal kid. Mind you, there's nothing really wrong with this premise. It's just so formulaic that I can't help but roll my eyes a little. Once I accepted, however, that this was meant for children and not jaded critics like myself, it was a bit of an easier pill to swallow.
Wait, can I ask you something? Who was the normal kid?
The normal kid was the one who was all like, "Hey, yo, let's do this." He was the.
Was he the red one?
He was kind of gingery, sort of blondish.
No. I'm talking about like his persona.
Oh yeah, he was the
thing.
Red Ranger. Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
The
I was going to stay away from that just in case you were going to use
I'm not
that.
going to avoid it at all.
Yeah, right.
Rewind the clock a couple of decades and assume I've never even heard of the Power Rangers. This probably would have been right up my alley. When I was a kid, I always dreamed of being a knight in shining armor. I wanted to believe I had a special purpose. Now for the reality. I ain't special, and I have seen the Power Rangers. Kid me would crap all over this show. I don't. I not gonna sugarcoat it for you, folks. I absolutely would crap on this show back in the day, because you know me. I like to sort of transport myself between kid me and adult me. I just sort of like to look at it from both angles. Bear with me for a minute. I lost my monologue.
Bear with me for a minute. I lost my monologue. Oh.
I'm not going to get it out properly unless I actually follow the script.
Right.
I'm just going to trip all over myself. You've seen how I get.
Right. Right.
So here it is. It's important to note that this incarnation of Reboot seems to have nothing to do with the original 90s cartoon show. Now, before you go accusing me of being a whiny fanboy blinded by nostalgia, understand that I have no dog in this fight. I barely remember this franchise at all. From what I can remember, it was a forgettable experience. The visuals were unappealing, the premise seemed laughable, and I can't point to a single episode where I can tell you what happened. I can almost guarantee you that at the time, I was just waiting for something else to come on. The new show is kind of the same, fluffy and forgettable, at least for the pilot episode. It does, however, remind me of another show I saw when I was younger. Couchman, please roll the clip.
No, wait, hold up. I completely.
I'll stand by. I'll stand by for you, Couchman.
Okay, I'm so sorry on this one, folks.
I brought my A game today.
Forces of darkness, empower me. Take me back to my virtual reality.
I can't really hear it.
This is so dumb. Oh, I had to replay the dang thing. Ugh.
There we go.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, the second time around, it's fine. But you see, this I'm not gonna lie. I don't remember this. I don't remember VR Troopers.
You don't remember VR Troopers? Yeah. Well,
It looks like something that I would have been into.
it was a stupid, forgettable show.
Okay.
It was just another Power Rangers ripoff. Why? But like that brings me to my next topic regarding this premise of going to a virtual world. Why, in the name of all that is dark and unholy, is the premise for a TV show about going into a virtual world so popular? Shows like VR Troopers, The Matrix, that Mega Man show, and a butt ton of anime all center around going to a virtual world. Hell, there's a movie out right now about the very same premise, and I think we already know which one that is.
Right. Well,
In science fiction or fantasy, where anything is possible, why do we center our plot on weak little nerds who play their video games? Oh, yeah, video games. I'm a nerd. I like nerdy things. Have you ever been to the internet lately? We basically do that already. I thought the whole idea was to escape. But what are we escaping to exactly? A reality just like this one, only with lower special effects budget? Bear in mind, that's just my opinion, but that's just something that's been on my chest. I had to get it off my chest. I should be fair, though. There is an interesting scene where a digital girl gets 3D printed into the real world. I mean, what adolescent boy doesn't dream about this? Cool, build a girl. I won't ever have to forge meaningful relationships in real life ever again. I could just make a girlfriend, and if she gives me lip, I'll just make another one. I'll give it one slice of credit, though, because I have to give credit where credit is due. The villain. I don't know about you, but I immediately had to look out my window to make sure this guy wasn't waiting on the other side of the curtain, undressing me with his eyes. He looks like the kind of guy that's waiting for you in an unmarked van with a roll of duct tape and some chloroform. Any kind of association of this guy into a group of school children immediately makes my stomach churn. That, to me, makes him kind of cool as a bad guy. That's all ruined, though, when he opens his mouth and starts spouting some corny, mustache-twirling dialogue typically reserved for the likes of Skeletor. It took me right out of it. I know it's a kid's show, but why introduce such a grown-up-looking character if you're just going to reduce him to snidely Whiplash? Now, I know I've been pretty scathing, but as far as a kid's show goes, you can do a lot worse. It's not particularly violent or offensive, no more so than the Ninja Turtles or Clone Wars. So if you need something to be on in the background to keep your kids occupied while you file your taxes, this will probably do in a pinch. If you don't have kids and you were hoping for a more grown-up, darker-themed version of a 90s cartoon show, this isn't for you. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being kill it and 10 being fantastic, I give it a 5, which is basically just a bowl of unseasoned white rice.
I give it white rice.
I give it a bowl of white rice out of 10.
Oh, man. I was really hoping you were going to like this so I could just yell at you. Because I hate you. I despise you. I was texting him during we did our broadcast, the Minecraft Mondays. Check it out. It's where you are now. It's on Twitch. Kieroneus TV, KTV. Check it out. All of a sudden, he brings this up. And I'm like, no, they didn't. Because I'm not going to lie. Reboot was my jam.
Really?
It was so my jam. It holds a very special little place in my heart. Because,
I'm sorry.
I remember, and I know they had, toys and stuff of it, but, I could never find them. So it was almost this, mythical thing to me. Where it was, it was so of its... It was so of its time. It was not even
No,
fun.
wait. I do remember going into Kmart and seeing for the main character guy with the green skin and blue hair and his dog. He had a dog.
Yeah. You see, that's cool. I would have bought that toy. I never found those toys, and this was before, the internet. So it wasn't just well, why didn't you just look it up?
Well,
That's why.
I know what to get for Christmas.
I know what to get you for Christmas. But this is the thing. Going back to the 90s version, what made that so special? And what makes that special to me today, it was the first ever full CG computer animated show. And it wasn't an adult thing. It wasn't anything else. It was a kids TV show. It was a Canadian produced show, which everyone thought wasn't going to survive. It survived for 2 or 3 years, I think. I just want to know what made that show so special. It's completely CGI. There's not 1 second where there's a human body in that damn show.
That I remember.
In
I
the
remember
90s. Do you remember what we had in the 90s when it comes to computers? Those giant freaking bricks of machines that went and it was working fine. But no, we have literally the machine that is in front of me could have done what they put on Netflix. It is a piece of garbage that has no soul. It doesn't know what it wants to be. Does it want to be the Power Rangers? If you want to be the Power Rangers, then be the fucking Power Rangers. I get it. I understand. It's totally for kids. I would never show them this. This is so dumb and so out there. It has the normal guy is the bro dude. There's no normal kid in this. There isn't. Not in my the Red Ranger. I'm just gonna call them Rangers now.
Well, yeah, he's the Red Ranger. He's the balanced kid. That's what I mean when I say normal kid.
Yeah, but he's the guy. You open to him on a bed with a snowboard, going oh, bro, dude. He's a Californian that doesn't realize, it doesn't snow in California.
I should clarify. When I say normal kid, I mean Hollywood normal.
Right.
He's the kind of kid who would fit in most social circles. Whether it's the nerdy kids or the goth kids. He would be able to effectively communicate. I mean, it's the case, no matter where you go, no matter what time period you exist in. kids are always going to develop these little cliques.
Right.
And some kids just cannot interact with wander outside of those little circles at all. But you have the kids like him who can.
Right.
So he's the balanced normal kid.
Okay, I will sit there and say that, but still I had to put that out there. The girl you sat there and said, she is a vlogger. That is her entire backstory. She is a vlogger. So, like, her first thing is, hey, I'm going to school, blah, blah, blah. And then, like, 2 seconds later, she's about to go into the school. She just posted her video. She's about to go into the school, and, like, a fan bum rushes her. And she seems so off-put by this. And I'm, like, sitting there, and maybe it's because you and I do stuff like this. If I ever figure out, hey, I'm just going to run into one of our fans, and they're going to recognize my voice and be like, oh, my goodness, it's Couchman.
You're Couchman.
Yeah, you're Couchman. I'm not going to sit
away
there.
from me.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that. Like, that's what she's doing. Like, this chick who is so, like, innocent looking. She's like, oh, my God, I love all your stuff, blah, blah, blah. Cool. Sit there, be like, oh, thanks. Everything else. And be like, keep on watching. You want a selfie? Cool. You know, do something like that. Then just be like, all right, got to go to class, because you don't see her anymore. If she was like the nerdy little sidekick thing, I'd be like, yeah, you need to back the F off. But like her character just took a really weird turn. Like, I don't like that I'm super popular and I'm doing this. Then stop doing it.
To be fair to her, the girl was coming on pretty strong, and
Yeah.
she had mentioned how she had talked to. That's all the advertising you're going to get from us, Sony.
Yeah.
She was telling her how she had watched the same video that had just come out like
Right.
5 times. So yeah, that's a little off-putting. But hey, if you want to watch our videos 5 times in a row
And
we're not
bum
gonna
rush me, I'm totally cool with it.
Yeah, we're not going to judge you because we're that desperate.
Exactly. No, like, that's the thing. Like, and maybe that's my issue too. Maybe she's on a pedestal that we don't know of yet, where
Right.
she's world famous and blah blah blah, and like, oh, whatever. But like, to
Maybe
me,
she
I'm
has-
like, F you. I literally I remember watching that thing and I was like, you. I screamed it.
Say
yeah.
frig.
Yeah, frig you. Right? I'm sitting there and just doing that. Then you have the sports cat. Then you have the nerdy guy. The sports guy might as well not have even been there.
He was a block of wood.
He was. He was. And this is the other thing. Okay. If you're going, like, Netflix knows how to get children actors. They have a thing called Stranger Things. That's the best part about that series.
Yeah, it kind of set the standard for child actors pretty high.
What in the world what back alley Disney parking lot did you go to for this?
I have a question, Couchman.
What?
How many episodes did you watch?
Same as you, 1.
Okay, well,
Because that's all. I was going to give it 3.
maybe there's more to it. I might actually go back for more.
Never. I will deal with, well, yeah, I will deal with
Our ship's computer has come back on. Honestly, now I just feel like I have to go back and watch more.
You
Because-
like it now because I'm crapping on it. Let's
Yeah,
not
well, no, I clearly crapped on it, Couchman. The review I gave of it was not kind. I
Right.
compared it to a bowl of white unseasoned rice.
No,
So
Hey, can I add one worse than kill it? I want to take it behind a barn and burn it. I want to kill it with fire. That's what I want to do with it. It got like a negative thing for me because where the original reboot had such like a huge, it meant something. It meant something for TV. Period.
For the record, lower than kill it is put it in a car, bound up and gagged, and put a brick on the gas pedal and let it drive off a cliff.
I'm doing that then.
That's lower than kill it.
Then I'm doing that. But the original reboot meant so much more. How does a company like Netflix sit there and poop this out of there? Like,
Because Netflix is letting anything in. They're waving everybody in. Every show that you can think of, they're going to put on their channel. They want to be the #1 content producer.
Well, okay, yes, I understand that, but with content like this, like believe you me, to me, this is Disney DX for me. This is the extreme Disney Channel. This is where this needs to curl and die. All right? I don't know if I could look my kid in the eye if they told me, "Hey, I really like that show." I'd be like, "What's wrong with you?"
Well,
I'd look at my wife and be like, "We got to have another one. We screwed up on this one."
Simple cure for that is to show them the original. I
No, I
mean,
agree.
they'll probably think it's dumb because the CGI is really kind of bad.
Oh, dude, it's horrible. It's
There was
horrible
like
for
a
the 90s.
rash of shows back then which featured that style of animation. I think just like when a new kind of technology comes out, and it was
Right.
new at the time, when a new kind of visual rendering software comes out, everybody they got to hurry up and break it out and show it off to everybody. There was Reboot, there was Beast Wars, there was
Right,
that
Beast
one
War, yeah.
really bizarre, really just out there show where there were like these car vampires from outer space that would come to drink the life essence of cars, and these kids would transform into these CGI monstrosities to fight them. It was.
What drugs are you on, man?
I wish it would. I wish
There's
it was
no
drugs.
possible way. That's
All I
not
remember
a
is
thing.
being knocked out and then waking up and not knowing where I was.
being completely
Maybe-
naked and not knowing where I was.
Maybe it was the bad guy from the current
Yeah.
reboot show.
Oh, thank you for bringing him up. This is the thing. I was totally with you. I was like, wow, this bad guy's really cool. Until the instant he has a 5-year-old temper tantrum because his bugs didn't work.
Yeah,
that
hey,
was the dumbest.
Everyone pay attention. The temper tantrum that we saw Kylo Ren throw, nobody liked that. Don't do that anymore.
Yeah, can we stop, please? And why?
It's like, don't make villains that do that. Nobody likes that.
Right. And it's just the whole weird science thing they did with the kid, the girl at the end. I'm like sitting there. This is my only question. Was she? That I know those were clothes on her, but like, because that's like her clothes pattern is what she kind of looks like in this world.
Mm-hmm.
Like, is that supposed to be her naked? Like, what's going on?
Nah, it's a jumpsuit.
I know it's a jumpsuit, but like I find it super stupid. Just give her some clothes.
The whole thing's kind of dumb, but really,
It's really dumb.
it's not the worst thing I've seen, Couchman. I've seen so much worse. I mean, I've seen a show where vampires from outer space drink the life essence of cars.
That's at least original.
It is, but I want to say that's just a little too original. Too much of a good thing.
Let me ask you this: Did it bring you out of it every single time they were talking about their currency? Like, it's in England.
Was it in England?
Yeah, they kept on saying like
I
it's gonna cost millions of pounds to fix this and blah blah blah. And
Boy,
I'm like,
how did I miss that?
and I'm like sitting there going like, well, it's supposed to be a kid in Canada, blah blah blah. But like, this is the other thing. This is a totally 90s show that should have stayed dead in the 90s. And believe you me, I'm not the only person who has heard the, hey, bring back reboot and everything else and blah 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 blah. There's a reason why I had no idea, or this didn't come out and I was like, oh my goodness, day one I need to go watch an episode. Like, obviously Netflix doesn't believe in this. I didn't hear any hype for it. I didn't hear anything.
Yeah, it just came. It just sort of plopped
Yeah.
out
I was gonna say this might be 3 months old and we have no idea.
like a little squeaker fart. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
right.
just hoping that looking around, hoping
Right.
that nobody notices.
But I'm not gonna lie. This scares me for 2 reasons. It's a show about a video game. This is okay. It's the original is a show about software, basically security software. That's what like the Guardians were. They were just
Yeah.
like firewalls and stuff like that.
I'm
But-
sure they intend to link them together at some point.
Oh God, keep them far away from each other.
No, I hate to break to you, but like the image thumbnail is of a really bad looking CGI dude
Yeah.
Who I'm guessing is supposed to represent the drunken pedophile who's the bad guy that we saw in the pilot episode.
Probably. But this is the thing. This scares me on another thing that they got their hands on, which is another 90s show that I loved. And in that show, it's also about a kid playing a video game trying to catch Carmen Sandiego.
Why is that such a thing? Why is that such a
Because
thing?
it was the 90s and obviously every kid played video games.
I know, but it's not. I don't know. You know, it just feels so out of touch to me. It's like, I like going to the bathroom. That doesn't mean I want to watch a show where a guy just sits on a toilet for the whole thing.
I don't know. That'd be a cool podcast.
You know, it's like, I just don't understand it. It's like we play the video games because we can't actually do it in real life. In the show where it's fantasy,
Right.
you would want it to be as if it were in real life, not as if, oh, I'm watching somebody play a video game. That's supposed to represent me. Oh, we are show-making robots. We put this together because all criteria is met. Boop, boop. Kids like video games. Make show about video games.
What
It
about
just feels so robotic and stupid to me.
what about we have a movie with Adam Sandler falls in
Exactly.
love with a golden retriever. Oh, that's so brilliant. We'll call it Puppy Love.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome. But
South Park is always just ahead of their time.
But
May their holy names be praised.
right. But this, I mean, I don't know, man. If they wanted to do the Power Rangers, there's a million other things you could have gotten that was going to fit this thing. I mean, hell, this is almost, I would much rather them sit there, and this was a little bit, I don't know, did you ever watch Code Lyoko? It was a Toonami
Sounds
thing.
like weeaboo stuff to me.
It totally is.
Okay, well, there's your answer.
It's about these three kids go into their school. Beneath their school is a genius who jumps them into a video game, and they're trying to save this chick. Like, this might as well have been this.
My brother told me about that.
Okay, this story, this reboot, is Code Lyoko to me. It totally is. And I'm like, this is a crappy Code Lyoko, and I didn't like Code Lyoko that much.
Well, that brings me back. This conversation is going in circles now because I just can't even think. Why is this a genre? Why is this so popular? It just seems so out of touch.
Right.
Like somebody who doesn't understand what it's like to be a gamer, who only knows externally what gamers do, it creates this kind of show, this kind of genre. Now, to be fair, as I understand it, Code Lyoko is considered to be pretty good.
There's a cult following with it, yeah.
And I don't mean to diminish that. I just like the premise itself immediately turns me off. That's why I didn't like The Matrix because I know kung fu. It's like, all right, well, let's see you hop up off that bed and do it. You can do it in your video game world, but you can't do it in the real world, can you? I don't feel empowered watching this. I feel like a cruddy little nerd who's pathetic and can't go outside and toss a football.
Right.
I mean, I can't, but I don't need to have attention called to it.
I don't need to have attention. This is the other thing. Comparing the two again, right? In the original, again, completely CGI, but inside, the world was inside a computer, and there was this bustling city, and it was all this other stuff and everything else.
We're talking about Code Lyoko now, correct?
No, we're talking about Reboot.
Oh, okay.
In the original Reboot, there was a city. There was a city inside the computer. I forgot what it was called. It was something it might have been called Motherboard.
New Homebordia.
It's something like that. Yeah, no, it was of that type of
Home row.
something like that, right? But this one, you go in, it's just this arena looking thing, and it's super stupid.
That's the training area.
Well, that wasn't.
That's what she said. That's what Vera said.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The
I
computer-
think I was angrily yelling at you for making me watch this.
I didn't make you watch it.
The instant you said, "Yo, there's a reboot out there," and I did. You don't think I'm not gonna go? See
Listen,
it?
just because I strapped you into the chair and held your eyelids open does not mean I made you watch anything, Couchman.
You
Come
could
on.
have swallowed your tongue and killed yourself. Come on.
Exactly. I didn't bind up your tongue. Oh, good Lord. I swear. Some
but
people are such babies.
Dude, it's not a good kids show. I'm trying to think of like any other like.
I feel like because you're
Netflix
crapping
kid
on it,
show.
you're crapping on it so hardcore that I do have to watch it now, folks. I'm gonna go ahead and take one for the team. I'm going in.
How? Okay,
I'm
let me
gonna
ask you
watch
this.
it.
Okay, how many episodes you going deep?
I'm gonna watch the whole season.
Oh, I hate you. When are we gonna talk about this?
We'll talk about it maybe next week. I don't know. I don't know if I'll have time to watch it by then, but I'll certainly try. I will try to watch. This is the only time in which I will binge watch. This is like a shot of really hard whiskey. You just gotta do it in one go. Otherwise it won't work. You'll get knocked on your ass.
I almost want to watch it with you.
Oh my God.
Have an all nighter and just watch it all the way through.
You bring the booze.
I think that's the only way we could do it, man. It's so bad. It's so bad.
I want to know if it's going to be that bad. There's always a chance that it might improve. I mean, excuse me. There's always the chance that it might actually get better. I mean, the pilot is usually pretty terrible on most shows, but
Right.
really, I'm not holding my breath, Couchman. Yeah,
No.
obviously I didn't care much for it. My review of it was not kind, but
You're going in for seconds, you crazy.
I'm going in for
mother
seconds. Well, now I'm on a mission. Now
lover. I'm on a mission. I gotta find something that's good about it.
I gotta try for the sake of you and all the viewers out there who are thinking maybe it'll be good. Maybe this will be the reboot that I've always wanted. Oh, damn it, I said it. I was trying to avoid saying there was a reboot of Reboot, but I pretty much all but said it.
Right.
There's a reboot of Reboot.
Right.
I don't know. There might be something that ties it together, like this is a continuation. Like this is the next level of what was going on outside of the little computer world. Maybe we're going to meet the person who came up with the original Guardian program. What I want to know is, are they gonna power up like they did in the show? Because I do remember that they would say reboot and then tap their little chest thingy.
Oh yeah, that was like a year 2 or something. But like, that only
Reboot year
happened. Like that only happened. They were only able to like do that if like the kid who controlled their world or whatever was playing like a video game. So like it made like some sort of sense. It was like, oh, okay, I have to act like the hero in this game, so I have to change. Reboot.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Like that's what it was.
Okay. Oh, so sorry I even brought it up.
I haven't thought about this in a very long time.
That show just felt so dumb to me.
Oh, it is. It's super dumb.
I was waiting for Batman to come on. Or
Actually, you want to?
Animaniacs
Yeah,
or
wow.
something.
That's. I think you're right. I think it came on right before the animated series. I think you're right.
It came on pretty early in the morning.
All right.
I don't know. It definitely wasn't my destination. It was just a step on the road. And moving on down the road, Middle Earth: Shadow of War has just announced that they are going to be stripping away any and all microtransactions. The company who made them, Monolith, released a public statement, which I will pull up for you right now. I actually do have something that I have my own little diatribe about this, so I'll launch into that.
Okay.
While I'm pulling up the public statement.
Sweet.
Middle of Earth, Shadow of Mordor was so much fun for a Tolkien nerd like myself and a fan of hack and slash games. Shadow of War, however, has been a sore subject for 6 months running. I, like many of you, love the Tolkien universe and itch for any opportunity to immerse myself in it for $60 or less. That enthusiasm turns sour by the prospect of constantly being prompted to buy something whilst immersed in said world. Monolith, the company behind the game, released a statement regarding microtransactions, which I have right before me right now. Quote, "The core promise of the Nemesis system is the ability to build relationships with your personal allies and enemies in a dynamic open world. While purchasing orcs in the market is a more immediate and provides additional player options, we have come to realize that providing this choice risks undermining the heart of our game. The Nemesis system, it allows you to miss out on the awesome player stories you would have otherwise created, and it compromises those same stories even if you don't buy anything. Simply being aware that they are available for purchase reduces the immersion in the world." I absolutely agree with this. "And takes away from the challenge of building your personal army and your fortresses. In order to fully restore the core promises of the Nemesis system, we'll be permanently removing gold, war chests, and the market from Shadow of War. This means the option to purchase gold with real-world money and the ability to gain orc followers from war chests will be removed. There will be a specific amount of time given for players to utilize their unused gold. If players have unused gold by the end of the time allotted to spend it, any remaining gold will be converted into in-game items." End quote. Huzzah! The people have spoken and the gods have heard our plea. The microtransactions are gone. And I was actually a bit concerned about that, what would happen to the people who had already bought currency, but apparently they've dealt with that as well. By all means, please feel free to share your thoughts on that. If maybe you've played it and you have microtransactions, maybe you're not too pleased with that. But now is the time to make peace. Unfortunately, many people complain that this is too little too late. I get where you're coming from, but good Lord, loosen your sphincter just one iota. They are literally giving you exactly what you want, okay? Believe me, I, like you, am turned off by the mere mention of microtransactions. It's a lot like buying a pushy salesman to take home with you. But now it sounds like they're taking the salesman out of the game and leaving behind the game itself. I haven't played it yet, but if it is even at minimum as good as the first one, I would at least consider getting it. I have some unfortunate news for you all. Game companies are in the business to make money. Full stop. Maybe some of the people involved really care about putting out a quality product, but on the whole, the company is in it for the profit. Let's say I'm a video game company, Kieroneus Games, and this happens to me. You know what I'd do? I'd give up. I, for one, don't see any profit in selling to a market that will continue to reject you, even if you give your customers exactly what they want. Now, that said, let's be fair here. Should they have included microtransactions in the first place? No, obviously not. Should they consider not including them in future games? Absolutely. The problem is they're not likely to entertain either notion if they know that we won't be happy no matter what they do. I think that if you had a problem with the microtransactions like I did, you should at least consider picking up the game now. I'm not saying go out right out and buy it. I'm simply saying that when a game company takes corrective action and extends an olive branch like this, don't just smack it out of their hands. I might pick it up. And if I do, I will tell you guys about it. I kind of do want to get it. I'm sort of weighing my options on it, but I'm so disappointed when I see people whining about it like this, because it's like when we finally get what we want, we're still not happy. And this is a pre-existing condition, by the way. We gamers, we so-called nerds, we get accused of never being happy with anything, no matter what. And sooner or later, people are going to get sick of it. I mean, my God, no wonder many of our kind got stuffed into lockers. You know, it's like all we do is bellyache and criticize. It's kind of like we're asking for it. I don't know, Couchman. How about you?
Oh. Ye feeble-minded.
Oh, really?
This was planned. I'm telling you that right now. Like you said, and I'm glad you said it. You said the video game company, the video game business is a business.
Yeah.
It truly is. Do you know how much they sold? How many units they sold first week?
How much?
Nearly 1 million copies. 911,000. There you go. That's how you say that number.
That's good, though, right?
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. Not only that, okay, let's sit there and say, just for poopies and giggles, right? Let's just say that's 1 million. Let's just estimate that up to 1 million, so math is a little bit easier.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say 50% of them spent $10 in microtransactions. How much money is that?
10 of them spent $50 in microtransactions?
$10 in microtransactions.
10 of the, run that by me again.
Okay, so if this is 1 million units were sold. Out of that million, 50% of that million, they spent $10.
That's a lot of math for me, Couchman.
Exactly. No, but
Slow
that's
down.
a lot of money right there, right?
2 plus 2 equals what now?
Yeah, but that's a lot of money right there. And now you're going to sit there and say, hey, let's be the heroes. Let's sit there, let's drive the 900 people we got first off, and let's dry them for whatever the heck we can get them for. And then let's sit there and say this. We're taking away, because that's the big, giant, pushy button, is microtransactions.
Mm-hmm.
We're taking that out of the game, and oh my goodness, we're sainted for it. Because all of a sudden, out of 50% of us, 50% of us wants to buy that game now.
You know it's 50%?
No. Out of us, if we're using us as a experiment right now, I could care 2 squirts of poo-poo about this game. I'm not a Lord of the Rings cat. It does look really cool. It does look really cool. I'd love to see someone play it. I don't need to go play this game.
I think I see where you're going with this, Couchman. That it is a business strategy.
Yeah.
Let's reel in the rest of them by getting rid of the microtransactions.
Right.
But you got to understand, even considering that, it's still a bold move. When you consider that you
Is
already
it?
have people invested in the game with the microtransactions and all. How do you think they're going to feel when it's like, oh, well, now we don't need the microtransactions. I'm so glad I spent all that money.
I think you are going to have a lot of people that are going to be like that, but they're trying to sit there and say, hey, it's going to come back as in-game items and blah, 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 which is garbo.
There's there's going to be hurt feelings over this.
Oh,
they're definitely stepping on toes.
Oh, completely.
One way or the other. I'm simply saying let's stop playing the role of the ever pissed off nerd and actually maybe when, like I said, you don't have to buy a unit. All I'm saying is that when a step like this is taken, we've got to show a positive reaction. The whole reason this occurred, presumably, is because of the negative reaction that we saw to EA and the whole nonsense with the Star Wars Battlefront game. I mean, they actually lost the rights to Star Wars because of that.
Yeah, they lost the right to Star Wars, but you know what they... I was reading an article from EA, saying how with the help of microtransactions, they doubled their predictions on that game.
I'm not saying it isn't. I'm not saying it isn't profitable.
Yeah, but they sat there and they shot themselves in the foot. I think there is a happy medium with this. And this is a game I've never played, but I've heard they've done the microtransactions well. That's Overwatch. That it's all cosmetic, right?
Yeah.
That to me, okay, go right ahead.
Yeah,
and
there
like
can be
that.
good. There can be good microtransactions. Right. In general, I don't want a game if it has them in there, but there can be good ones. I've said this before in previous podcasts.
Right.
But
even if it is just a cosmetic thing, you're just not going to buy it.
Right. No, I'm not interested. I'd much prefer that your game stand up on its own 2 feet rather than need to constantly be supplemented with additional content. You know, so that's the kind of game I'm looking for. But hey, that's just me. My criticism is not of the game companies, but of the fan base itself, of the gamers themselves. You know, it's like I know I'm not the only one either who's tired of seeing the whiny fanboys out there who are constantly kicking and screaming. Right. It's like let's learn to be constructive. Let's learn to acknowledge at least when someone makes a good move. Honestly, maybe it's a good move for Monolith. Maybe it's not to do this. But either way, I'm happy that the message is getting through that we're unhappy with microtransactions and that some sort of action is being taken. Whether
Monolith,
or not
that's the company?
Monolith, yeah. In conjunction with Warner Brothers.
Oh my goodness, I am killing this word right now.
Monolith.
It is not a race. Mono.
Monolith.
Okay, cool. Monolith Games. I want to see what else they do. That's all. Okay, so they do. They've done the Fear games. Really, that seems like the only other. Committed. They do Committed.
I've never played that.
Here, let me see what else they've done.
Oh wait, no, I'm thinking of Condemned. Never mind.
Oh, okay, Condemned. I'm sorry, I don't have my glasses on.
The first Condemned was actually pretty good.
Right. Like, I'm trying to see, like, is there any other, like, heavy, I'm about to call it DLC, heavy microtransaction game down here. No, unless you got Gotham City Imposters.
I actually played that.
I was gonna say
was free on Xbox Live with gold membership. It was a decent multiplayer game, but God help me if I ever actually spent money on it.
Right.
But I knew that going in what kind of game it was, and this is back before it had really taken off, at least on consoles. Which, by the way, I am not on board with a microtransaction model applied to a $60 game. It's like it's bad enough with cell phone games,
right?
Or crappy browser games. But when you're going to actually make a AAA title like Injustice, for example, or the Battlefront game, then we have a problem. These games are supposed to be the exception to the rule. I would think, but that's just me, sweet little naive me.
Right.
Sweet little naive me who thinks games should just be fun. You should be able to turn them on and play them at will. But I'm just so naive, living in the past.
I'm kind of upset. I thought you've played this game. You played game? Shadow of Mordor, right?
Yes.
I thought you played this one.
Shadow of War?
I thought you played Shadow.
No, I made it quite clear when it was first announced that I wasn't gonna. If it had microtransaction in it, I wasn't gonna play it.
So.
Same thing goes for Red Dead 2.
That thing could be like you have to castrate yourself to play it. I'd probably do it.
I know. It's unfortunate because
it'll have something. It will. I'm not dumb enough not to sit there and say it's not going to.
I'm not either. It'll probably have something, but as long as it's not like you're not tripping over transaction booths.
Right.
It's like make it like it was on the PS3 and the Xbox 360. Make it like that. That game was great. You could just go out and have a Wild West adventure. I don't want a window popping up saying, "Oh, you could speed up your horse for 3 additional diamonds, which only cost you 99 cents a piece." I mean, hell, we're practically giving them away.
Right.
So why don't you just give them away, asshole?
Wow.
I'm sorry. I will never be comfortable with it. It's not that I'm against you making money. As I said, I'm fully aware you guys are out to make money. I totally understand that. But you got to understand I'm in a position where money is not exactly a-flowing.
Right.
So the last thing I want when I'm playing my little escape is to be confronted with a pushy salesman. Mm-hmm. It's a lot like when you go to the shopping mall and you walk by those cell phone kiosks, and those people are like, "Hey, how's it going? Oh man, that's a great shirt." You know, it's like, leave me the hell alone. You are 5 seconds from getting a foot right in your teeth. Okay, I'm already here to shop.
Right.
And spending money never makes me happy. And you're trying to encourage me to spend more money.
Right.
No, you are not my favorite person right now.
Okay, and I know we talked about this before because microtransactions will always for me be of course they're going to ask for more money. That's just business, right? That's just business. No one's doing this out of the kindness of their hearts, unless you're KTV, because we're not making a damn dime off
not
of anything.
Not a dime, not a penny, not a tuppence or a ducat.
Yeah, right. But you've played a lot of Fallout 4. You do the mod stuff, which you have to pay, and it's
again way after the fact.
Right. No. Again, but that's what I'm saying. I'm like, look, if you can squeeze, I would much rather sit there, and this is kind of where, like, I bought Call of Duty, the season pass for me and my buddy, and the only reason I bought it for me is because my buddy loves that game, and really that is the only thing he and I, like, he's living a life right now that, you know, whatever, we don't have any time to hang out, so we hang out on that thing, and good lord, good lord, if we can't, you know, play if we don't have the newest update and all that other fun jazz. But I think with Fallout 4, and I think you're a great example of this, you have squeezed that game for everything it's worth, and it's totally worth it.
Squeezed every last penny out of that game.
And you're willing to re-up on it. I actually think that's an awesome thing to do. I think doing something like that where it is like, hey, instead of going out and buying another $60 game or a $30 game, I'm going to spend $5 more and do something cool with this game. Mm-hmm. But no, I guess I haven't ran into a game that has had the pushiness that Shadow of War had, because if it really
I don't know. To be fair, I don't know how it was like in Shadow of War. It's because I just completely avoid those games. I don't go near them if it's got a microtransaction in it. Sorry.
Right. Well, I know what the most recent Final Fantasy was very pushy, where it was like your one tank dude would just all of a sudden like not be there for a while, and then he'd come back like after 3 hours of you like playing or something, and he'd be like, and your character, the main character, would sit there and be like, "Where were you?" "Oh, well, I was." And then all of a sudden, a window would pop up and be like, "Do you want to know where he was? The adventure he had was really cool." And like that would be the DLC / microtransaction he had.
Oh, that would kill me.
Oh yeah, no, something like that. No, that would turn me off of that game completely. But look, if you have a shop page on your game and it's like, look, here's where all of our stuff is, but it's not going to take away from the $60 experience you have bought, I'm okay with it. But if it is such a, hey, now you're just in our little car sales like parking lot, and now we're just going to sit there and be like, "Hey, buddy, what do you want? What do you want? Hey, you know you can get you in this new DLC for $75, or hey, you want a new tiger mount? Here's a new tiger mount for just $12. Like, that would bug the living crap out of me.
You know, there's just something so obtrusive about it. Like, even if they try to incorporate it in the world where it's like, well, there's the microtransaction store, you know, if you want to go in there and buy character upgrades and skins and stuff. Mm-hmm. Just seeing that, it would forever bug me. It's like, I can't go in there. I'm never going to go in there. I'm not going to go into the microtransaction store, but it's always there as a reminder of content that I'm not going to get to. Like, it's there.
Mm-hmm.
It's just behind a paywall. And it's like, I'm sorry, that's just always going to bug me. So that's why I avoid those kinds of games altogether. I hope that we can find some sort of compromise because I want game companies to be successful and keep making the games that I love. But there's got to be something better than this. I know that not, as I said, not all microtransactions are bad, but it just doesn't seem to be handled well, and it's never not going to be an issue with me. And when you consider that there are games that don't have microtransactions in them and are still plenty fun as a consumer, those are the games I'm going to gravitate towards.
All right, and that's why we play old man games.
Old man games. Speaking of which, this Thursday, old man games, I'm going to make Couchman play Cave Story.
Oh, my goodness.
He's never played it. I need it. Just like, bruh. You got to sit down. You got to play that game, bruh. That is a great game.
Okay, I'm totally down. Get ready to see the same screen for 15 minutes. But here's kind of a question for you with this. Let's say here's an either or. You love either ors when we play Minecraft on Minecraft Mondays here on KTV. You can either have the concept that we have now, or games are an extra $20, so they're $80, but they have all the DLC.
You're talking about not having a pay what the game is worth as opposed to a flat rate of $60 per game. Is that what you're going towards?
No, I'm going with. Okay, I'm going with. You either pay. Every single game is going to be $80, just flat. Doesn't matter what type of game it is. If it's a AAA game, it's $80.
Okay.
It's going to have everything that it says it's going to have. So let's take No Man's Sky, for example. It is going to have everything it said it was going to have from day one. But there might be a whole bunch of backlash and everything, like pushing back on the calendar and everything else, or you keep what we have right now, and microtransactions never go away.
So either I pay $80 for every game that exists, or
every AAA game. Because it
game?
seems like, at least in my eyes, it seems like the only like bad guys in this are the big AAA games.
Yes and no. Okay. $80 per AAA title. I don't know, Couchman. That just kind of sounds like what we have already, because there was a time when $60 a game seemed outlandish.
See, that's funny. I don't remember that time.
You got everything with that game.
Right.
Games used to be $50.
Right.
On average. Then they moved up to $60. Now it's a little bit more all over the place. You got $10 games, you got $30 games. However, I'm going to go ahead and put this in here. It might not be so bad if a game like, say, Fallout were like $120 because it's so overloaded and dripping with content, versus a game like Ico. That's where you can beat it in under 7 hours. You can beat it in like one day.
Right.
Like that would, but it's got to, so pay what it's worth, essentially, using the $60 price model as like the baseline. Probably maybe something like that would be better. I don't know. I'm sure these guys have gone over it in their meetings about how to best conduct their business. But I don't really know what the full story is on this. I don't know when everyone decided $60 was the standard.
It seemed like...
It's not like they're bound by any kind of law. I think it's just that they figure that's the best way to go about it. But speaking of the best way to go about it, this is Kieroneus TV. We got to call it a night. But we will see you on Thursday for Old Man Games. As I said, I'm going to make Couchman play Cave Story. He needs to play it. It's such a good game. And not a microtransaction in sight. Well, folks, feel free to check out all the links that are available here on the page. Hit us up on Twitter. That's at Mayor Kieroneus or at Couchman. That's Couchman with a 0. And we will see you next time. Later, losers.